Ottumwa video game community since 2009. I've been with Old School Entertainment Co. since 2016, and I am honored to have served as the committee chair for this weekend's event. So we're gathered here today to unveil a new bronze plaque here in historic downtown Ottumwa. This plaque celebrates a key pivotal moment in all of video game history, Ottumwa history, and the foundation of competitive esports as we know it today. It also serves to honor the incredible legacy of the man in stripes, Walter Day. Where is Walter? There he is, he's hiding on me. On the morning of November 9th, 1982, the top video game players from across the country and Canada were invited to Ottumwa to Walter Day's now famous Twin Galaxies arcade to be photographed by Life magazine. That iconic photo featured in the January 1983 Year in Review issue was featured in the January 1993, 83.
Come on, Gary.
A little rusty, so year in review issue. 43 years later, I'll think about that. 43 years later, we're here, and that photo is the most famous photograph in all of video games, all of esports. I mean, really think about that. 43 years ago, that happened. Moments like this don't happen without passion and support, so I'd like to take this time to offer some heartfelt thanks. Let's start with Walter. Walter, thank you for everything you have done and continue to do for the video game community and helping put Ottumwa on the map. We will always carry on your legacy and continue building off of the starting foundations you created back in 1981 when you started Twin Galaxies. I wish you all of the best of luck with your continued music career, and I really hope you get to meet Taylor Swift real soon. Thank you to all of our honored guests who continue to show their support by coming to Ottumwa year in and year out. Thank you to all of our city leaders, Main Street Ottumwa, Meet Ottumwa, the Greater Ottumwa Partners in Progress, for all of your continued support over the years. I have a massive thank you to all of my committee members. Without you, we could not have made this possible this weekend. I also want to say thank you to Jerry, Jason, and Kelton for giving me the opportunity and giving me the tools to set myself up for success when we plan events like this. So that's all I got for you. So next we're going to hear from the MIU esports team.
Hello, my name is Eric Enlow. I'm the head esports coach at Maharishi International University, and I wouldn't have this job if it weren't for people like Walter Day. Arcade sports and competitive video games started very early on and really established a market for competitive video games here in the West, which gave way to better game consoles, better interactions for individual game, group play, and eventually competitive play, allowing games and encouraging developers to build large-scale competitions, one of which, such as the Pokemon World Tournament, I had the pleasure of going to earlier this year. It is amazing to see how far something such as a pastime as arcades has gone to develop opportunities for students across the world. We are now in an era where video games, competitive video games, esports outrank the Olympics in terms of viewership year after year. And these games have infiltrated the educational space to provide an opportunity for us to engage with students in their field of interest to develop skills that can help their careers and build their relationships. I'm joined here today by two of my star students, Cole and Taylor, to share their experience with you on how esports has impacted their lives.
Hello everyone, my name is Taylor. For me, esports has enabled me to go back to college with a more direct approach on what I want to do with my life. It's enabled me to meet a lot of wonderful people, such as Eric himself. It's created lifelong friendships for me, and I think what it's really done for me as an individual is it's allowed me to persevere and continue to push forward with what I want to do with my life. Walter Day, I really appreciate what you've done for esports and competitive gaming as a whole, and I was really glad to learn more about what you've done for what has been a lifelong passion for me. So, thank you.
Good morning, Ottumwa. I am very blessed to be here and very blessed to be invited by my coach to speak for you all today. I'd like to give a big thanks to one more time?
Walter Day.
Walter Day. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad with names. Walter Day, because with his great efforts in pursuing esports, he's technically paying for my college. And that is incredible because we know how expensive that can be. I would just like to give off how esports as a whole has completely shaped my life and given me the blessings that I never thought I would see coming in terms of the life skills that I was taught by video games that I was too stubborn to learn from my dad, as intelligent as he is. And the blessings it has given me to grow as not only a player, but a person as well, in terms of organization and learning to seek the best for myself. The same way that I will seek for leads in games to stomp my competition is the same way that I will pursue the extra mile to make sure that my life is secure and prepared and I can approach each single day knowing that I have the confidence to get through it and plan out everything even if it's unexpected. And how it's affected my life as a student is keeping a nice organized space so I have the clearest mindset to work, the same way that you maybe prepare your runes or your cars or your weapons in game to make sure that you always have the best advantage. I approach that the same way I do in life, and I always like to connect myself to my characters like Kane or Jax or just the strong characters like that, because without characters like this, they build up my confidence. They're like my comfort characters, and I know everyone has that special someone or person in their place of their heart that's made them who they are today. And without video games, we wouldn't be able to have such beautiful things like that. So I would like to give another thanks to, I'm so sorry, Walter Day. Sorry, I keep thinking about Ryan. Walter Day, thank you so much. And thank you all of Ottumwa and everyone here for participating and hearing us out here at MIU. Thank you.
Before we depart, I'd like to invite everybody, put your hand out in the center. We're going to leave off in the MIU fashion.
Yeah.
We're going to count down 3, 2, 1, and then celebrate Walter Day. Are you guys with me? You got to say something.
Yes.
Are you guys with me? Yes! 3, 2, 1, Walter Day! Woo!
Okay. So next we have a statement from the Marshalltown Community Community College esports team, and that's going to be read by Wyatt Barwick.
All right. The history of esports is one that spans back over 40 years now, but its roots can be found here in Ottumwa, Iowa. When Walter Day opened Twin Galaxies and started recording arcade high scores, he opened a door that would allow generations to not only compete, but celebrate their common interest together. Esports, as it looks today, would not have been possible without the contributions of Walter, those players featured in the Life magazine photo shoot, and other early pioneers who believed in the competitive spirit of gaming and the skills and dedication of the people who sat down in front of cabinets or computer monitors to play their hearts out. Today, we see the value of esports and how it brings young people together and instills within them the values of integrity, cooperation, humility, leadership, and so much more, and serves not just as a hobby, but a vehicle that can change people's lives for the better. That was a statement from Nathan Rodemeyer, head coach of Marshalltown Community College.
All right, next up on our list of speakers, we've got the Ottumwa mayors, past, present, and future. Unfortunately, Mayor Jerry Parker could not make it with us today, but we do have a statement from him that Jenny will read. So if I can have the 3 mayors that are here come forward, and then have Jenny come forward. We'll start with Jenny reading Jerry Parker's statement first.
Okay. I am sorry I am unable to attend today's dedication. especially since I was involved in declaring Ottumwa the video game capital of the world. That again got Ottumwa recognition worldwide. This event today is an extension of that action which started many, many years ago. It is a real credit to Ottumwa that all these years later, Ottumwa is still being talked about as the video game capital of the world. It would not be fair to discuss Ottumwa as the video game capital of the world without mentioning the man responsible for this destination. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional because my heart is all into this. So. And that one is the one and only Walter Day. Walter cannot be given enough credit for all the recognition that Ottumwa has received. I may have made the proclamation, but Walter made it a reality. Thank you to my friend Walter Day. Yeah.
My name is Tom Lawson. I'm former mayor here in the city, and it's an honor and privilege to be here. I'm humbled to be here with Walter again. We spent a fair amount of time. He would drop into my office and just visit with me about his dream. And he wanted to make Ottumwa the video capital, which he did by initiating the electronic scoreboard for video games in America. On Saturday, November 30th, 1982, the then Mayor Jerry Parker proclaimed Ottumwa as the video game capital of the world. It was later repeated by Senator Charles Grassley and our Governor Terry Branstad. Walter started the first electronic scoreboard in the U.S. national video game team that was founded in the 1980s. Ottumwa is the cultural destination for global video game community. I had the privilege of getting to meet some of the best gamers in the world. One I just recognized, I saw Billy Mitchell somewhere here in the crowd. There he is. Hi, Billy. And a lot of other good folks. Bill Temple, Ottumwa's own Mark Hoff, Terry has been speaking, and other people from all over the world who came to Ottumwa to proclaim this designation. On Saturday, August 2nd, 2014, the gamers of Ottumwa were honored with a video trading card and posted here on Main Street. I really encourage you to go into the pizza and see the posters on the wall and some of the history. There's great historical value walking around, seeing all the people and some of the events that have taken place. And thanks again for the arcade in Grimes, Iowa that helped us to get this here and recognize the importance of the video industry. Walter, did you ever imagine that this dream would become such a reality?
I sure did.
I knew you would say that. Thank you for all that you did to put Ottumwa on the map as the electronic game capital of the world. And I brought a poster that was taken for the gamers that were here in the summer, and we marched down Main Street.
That's 11 years ago.
11 years ago. Okay, thank you. So again, enjoy the old school pizza and talk to the gamers who are here. Thank you all for coming out on this cool day to celebrate this great occasion.
Good morning. I'm Rick Johnson, the current mayor of Ottumwa, and I don't have a speech prepared, but it is a pleasure to be here today, and it's always nice to be able to celebrate something when all the hard work's already been done by Walter and his team and the legacy that they've created for Ottumwa. We're always looking to find new venues for entertainment, things that'll bring people to our city, and it's just a real pleasure to be here to see the rededication of Ottumwa as the video capital of the world. And I know Walter was very instrumental in creating this legacy, and we're very happy and very proud that Ottumwa is the video capital of the world. So thank you very much.
See, if we haven't met, my name is Ben Foote. I guess I'm the future mayor of Ottumwa. If you've heard anything that I've been saying over the last couple of months is I've really been trying to capture the identity of what Ottumwa is. And today is the day where we get to celebrate a piece of that, because Walter Day, you are a part of our identity. By making this the video game capital of the world, and I think back when this started, I was just a kid playing the arcade games, walking around the streets trying to find another soda can so I could get a quarter. So to see where it has come to today is just an amazing thing to see. I wouldn't have fathomed it back then when I was playing Joust and Dig Dug and all the other ones, that now it is an international phenomenon that we're seeing college scholarships come from. So to see the identity of Ottumwa, the video game capital of the world, expand to that, that's the kind of reach that we can have as a city. So I'm just privileged to be a part of it. I love what we're doing here with Old School Pizza and Pub, and what you guys are doing to honor that and just make this a part of our community. So thanks for bringing this to us right now. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, so next we're going to hear from Main Street Ottumwa.
Well, good morning. My name is Chris Patrick, and I'm the Executive Director of Main Street Ottumwa. And it is just so incredible to be able to celebrate the past, the vision and confidence that Walter Day had to make this a reality back in 1982, and have it be stronger than ever in the present. And I can't wait to see what happens in the future. I also want to thank Jerry very much for bringing the Old School Pizza and Pub to the district. What an amazing place to bring people into the downtown. And also, as future Mayor Ben Foote said, you know, it's those types of things and the gaming capital of the world identity that really makes Ottumwa so unique, and we bring people into the community and into the downtown, and that's what Main Street's about. I cannot wait to see this plaque. I've been looking at it for like a week now, so that is so very cool. It's like, come on, and I'm like, sneak a peek behind the cover. But again, I want to thank Jerry, and I want to thank all the gamers and everybody that made this possible back in 1982 and 1983. I learned so much in the last few months from Jerry, and just reading and being ready for today. But we want to thank Jerry very much for being in the downtown, for all of you coming today, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future for the Old School Pizza and Pub. Thank you.
All right, next we're going to hear from Shay Griner.
Hi, nice to meet everybody before. I'm Shay Griner. I was with Greater Ottumwa Partners in Progress for many years, and I think I'm going to speak on the side of economic development and Chamber of Commerce work. We have expanding businesses all the time coming to town, and this has been a fantastic opportunity to bring visitors to see what we're doing with our town, the revitalizations that are not just happening in our downtown, but all over in our business districts. And why they're here, they're spending money in our other businesses, which is happening with economic growth, and that's what we want to see in our community so that we can grow as a better community. And so I just want to say thank you to you for making that happen, bringing economic growth to our community, and so we can display what kind of great things have been happening, and we continue to grow to make a better Ottumwa. Thank you.
Next, we're going to hear from John, who's standing right here holding that cover.
Hello, I'm John Grunwald. I work at the school district in Fairfield Community School District. I have with me Tyler Weisman, who is the current esports coach, and Christian, who's one of our players. We haven't had anybody else show up yet, correct? Yes. We have? Oh, not yet. But this is not about me. However, as I reflected back on what to say, I do have to talk about my experience personally and what this has done for me, and I think it is a huge tribute to Ottumwa and to Walter. And I think Tyler and Christian would echo my things also. When I was a younger gentleman, I did play some video games. I remember being sick, laying on the couch, and turning over the score on Asteroids on Atari. That's probably my highlight. By the time all of this happened, I hadn't been playing video games very long anymore, and I was not very good, and I'm still not very good at it. But what's on this plaque, what Walter started, what Billy and Steve and some of you others have been a part of has hit me personally as well as the people around me. I'll try and step back a little bit. I can sum this all up in one word. And you've heard a lot of this from the people already, but one word, and it's opportunity. I always wanted to do things for my students, for the people around me. And basically 9 years ago I heard the word esports. So I read it in an email and I thought, I'm going to check into this. And from that I did some talking with students, I did some talking with administration, and in 2018 I officially started the Fairfield High School Esports Club. We started with 6 people. It's grown, we've had as many as 30 people in the club. And I have personally seen, not when it comes to scores and stuff like that, but I know of one student that started as an 8th grader. We brought him into practice. Very introverted, didn't talk to many people, was not seen socially with people. And he was, I would say, kind of typical of what things were back in the 80s, because I've been talking with some of the seasoned veterans. You weren't supposed to be in the arcade. Sometimes you'd get in trouble for being in the arcade. And all of a sudden, schools are starting to bring this into the district. So this student was very good at what they did, but played in isolation as well as a lot of others. And I wanted to provide a safe place for them to be. And because of what Walter did in '82, what you guys did with this photo, I was able to have that opportunity to create a space. That student, by the time he graduated high school, had been on the stage in 2 high school productions. And it was because of what he did in esports and the relationships he built in there. He was playing next to the captain of the football team. He was playing next to all-state music people that he never would have been associated with. Literally, 2 months before graduation, there were some seniors that I had who never thought about going to school in college, or they couldn't afford to go. And literally, I had several one year, 2 months later, graduate, go on to college with esports scholarships. Because of what is on this plaque, because of you guys, I was able to create the opportunity for them to walk through a door to better their lives, to get better relationships, to have relationships they never had before. And they did it. And I'm proud that I was able to do that, and I was proud to see what they did. And as one small testament to Walter's legacy, this picture was taken in '82, right? He probably had, even though he'd tell you he knew it, he had no clue that 40 years later, he would be standing next to me, 5 feet away from the computer screens, as our Rocket League team made their first trip to state and won the championship. 40 years later, he was standing there as part of his legacy. So, to all of our elementary kids that look up to our high school esports kids, to all of our middle school kids across the state that play, to all our high school students that we've even honored in a national ceremony across about 10 different states, collegiate level, high school level, to the professional gamers, to the collegiate gamers. Walter, thank you for the opportunity to provide us and the opportunity that will continue to grow.
You good? All right, so next we're going to hear from Bill Hoffman.
Everybody I think knows me. I'm a city councilman here. I'm also an early gamer. Hey, you know what? I had a big speech wrote, but I'll try to keep this to just under 3 hours because Jerry told me. But actually, when I wrote these notes, I thought, you know, what can I say? What can I write about a man like Walter? You know, now what you guys call history and what you celebrate as history, me, Dennis, Billy, Steve, Jerry, that's our memories. That's our memories. We're standing on this corner. When that picture was taken, Dennis and I were right over there. When we had the first video game Olympics, The man carrying the torch was right over there. We were right next to him.
That's Tom's son.
Yes, we were right next to him. So we have the fortunate blessing to see all this happen. And John said something that kind of sparked me. You know, Walter created, you got to look at what he created. He created a culture. Walter realized, was he the first one to keep high scores? Who knows? But he was the one that made people care about the high scores. He created a culture. He created a culture. With Walter, he taught us as young people that it was not all about the game. It was not all about the high score. It was about confidence in yourself, competition, fair competition. He created an environment where me, Jerry, Dennis, Billy, people created friendships that would last a lifetime. He created a culture that allowed us to grow. Some say, you know what? Walter always sought the limelight. Of course he did. Who wouldn't? The difference with Walter is when he was seeking that limelight and he was in that light, he extended his hand and pulled all of us into the light with him. A loving man. There are people standing here today, we wouldn't even know who they were if it wasn't for this man right here. So you know what? I'm going to kind of close with this. I know it's raining on everybody. I want all the esports people here to know. I want everybody, all the professional teams, the little town of Las Vegas who say they got the esports. Our modern esports people are not standing on the shoulders of giants. They're standing on the shoulders of one giant who created it, who... Walter, I can't thank you enough, man. You know, when I walked into that arcade in the early 80s, little did I know the little man behind the counter would become a mentor, a friend, and family. So Walter, from the bottom of my heart, I think I speak for all of us, Dennis and everybody, thank you for what you've done. You've created something here, and I want to point out Billy and some other people, the culture he created, and Jerry's starting these businesses. Some of these people aren't even from around here, but he inspired them to care about Ottumwa so much that they keep coming back to give. That's what he created. So Walter, thank you, brother.
You want that?
It's not like I used it.
Right. All right, so we are now to the part of this ceremony where the man in stripes himself, Walter Day. It's your turn.
Do I speak?
Yes, sir. It's your turn. It is your turn.
If you want.
Can I just say I'm speechless and walk away from the mic? well, first of all, this is, I'll strip under my referee out. This is the most famous photo in the video game world. It's real interesting. I don't know if I can impress on you folks how big of a deal Twin Galaxies was 40 years ago. When it became the scorekeeper for the world, immediately the magazines and the manufacturers began to recognize us as the official place that represented all the video game players of the world at that time. And when video games became a big deal, and Life magazine decided, oh, we have to cover this. This is one of the biggest stories of the year. We have to put it in the 1983 Year in Review issue, which means they came in November of 82. And they called the video game manufacturers up, and the video game manufacturers said, oh, the only people you can talk to is Twin Galaxies and Walter Day, because they represent all the players of the world, and they have whatever you need for a good story. So they called me, and I said immediately, it has to be about the players. You have to come to Ottumwa, and I'll get all the best players in the world. They'll come here, and they'll be in a group photograph for you. And at first, they didn't buy into the idea. They didn't go along with it. I had to keep interacting with them on the phone until finally they agreed to come. And I agreed to get the top players to come, like Billy and Steve and a lot of other people who aren't here. And it was interesting. The parents didn't buy into it. The parents didn't believe it was happening. So I had to have a special letter from Life magazine sent to each of the parents saying, your son is going to be in Life magazine. Can you bring him here or send him here? And so 16 players came. And at first they wanted to take the video games out into the cornfields because they wanted to emphasize the fact that, see, when Twin Galaxies became the scorekeeper, overnight it became the world's most famous video game arcade. And all roads led to Ottumwa. And Life magazine was absolutely intrigued by that, because here in the middle of the cornfields is the center of the video game universe, and they tried to capitalize on that by having the video games and the players photographed in a cornfield. And they spent the whole day walking around the cornfields trying to make this happen. And then they realized it didn't work, and that's when they decided to have the games brought out on the street and photographed right over there right beside the theater. And it was amazing. It was amazing. It really put Ottumwa on the map. And then a couple weeks later, Jerry Parker, realizing what a big deal this was, proclaimed Ottumwa the video game capital of the world. And then the governor came and proclaimed it the video game capital of the world. The senators proclaimed it the video game capital of the world. All the magazines did. So somehow, even though there's bigger organizations out there, none of them will ever have the pedigree that Ottumwa has. Ottumwa has the historical pedigree that no one can ever take away or ever detract from or ever claim that they're the video game capital of the world. And it wasn't me who did it as much as it was everybody working together, because the mayor had to buy in on it. Because a lot of cities were legislating against video games at that time, but Jerry immediately saw the opportunity for the city, and he did it. He proclaimed it the video game capital of the world. So this is an incredible phenomenon right here. And when you look at this thing uncovered, realize that that is one of the most famous photographs of our popular culture.
Thank you, Walter. Ooh. Wow.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of give everybody this is the pre-closer before the actual closer. So today we permanently cement this legacy into the physical landscape of the city here on the corner of Main and Green. May this plaque serve as a lasting reminder to our unique place in history. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to be here with us. And now we're going to hear from Billy Mitchell and Steve Sanders.
That's a tough act to follow. Well, honesty would be really good here. I heard from Walter in 1982, and that he wanted what he wanted to create, and he wanted me to come to Ottumwa, Iowa. And my honesty is, my first thought was, man, what a hot ticket. I'm going to be a hired gun. I mean, that's exactly what I thought. And I actually thought to myself, am I good enough to play on that stage? And I decided, yeah, I was going to go for it. I was here, and I saw what happened, and I met people. I met people like me. That was kind of scary. But I did. But I saw a community, and I really squinted at it because I thought it was going to be fun. I thought it was going to be awesome, and it was. But then I wondered how far it would carry. I had no idea at the time that it would begin to forge the friendships, the bonds, creating opportunities and education like everybody spoke of. That was incredible. And collectively, we sort of ran with it, and we actually had no idea where we were running. We just knew we had to run forward because it was a great idea. And over all these years, I often say, you know, could Walter have done it without us? He probably could have. He couldn't have done it as well. But he could have done it without us. Then the easy question, well, how about if you do it without Walter? Not a chance. I mean, not even close. He is truly the reason why we're here. And as all of the opportunities grow for people, and this grows greater and greater, I find a great deal of pride, that's why I keep coming back here, a great deal of pride to know that in 100 years, even 1,000 years, in a world none of us would recognize, it's forever historical, it's ingrained. Here on the main street of Ottumwa, we were the pioneers. We were the first gamers. Nothing will ever change that. Nothing will ever take that from us or from Ottumwa. Absolutely. And yes, I pick on him every day. You guys have no idea. But that credit goes to Walter Day, wherever he's hiding. So, somebody forgets his name, and, well, me, I can't forget it. Anyway, Walter Day, thank you.
Generosity. The people of Ottumwa have been so generous to the video gamers and the video game community. No one from Iowa and the Ottumwa area has been more generous than Walter Day. And I want us to think about, I challenge you to think about how that generosity has changed the world. We've heard this morning from one young man saying, I'm going to college for free because of what Walter started back in 1981-82. My alma mater now gives scholarships to esports players. I wonder how many colleges all over America and over the world are giving education to young people because of the generosity of the people of Ottumwa and of Walter Day. Walter, you have made a mark that will be established on this earth for generations to come. Thank you. Thank you.
Before we unveil it, we were going to embarrass him one more time. Give me a W!
W!
Give me an A! A! Give me an A! Give me an E! E! Give me an R! R! What's that spell?
Walter!
Who do we love?
Walter!
One more time!
Walter! All right.
One other thing I'll bring up. I remember that day, and something that's on the sidewalk with him standing next to it. So that was a little bit of, I don't know, later pleasure here. So.
All right. For posterity, here's what the plaque says. The Life magazine photograph, Ottumwa, Iowa, November 7, 1982. At 8:30 a.m. on the morning of Sunday, November 7, 1982, legendary Life magazine photographer Enrico Ferrarelli created the most recognizable photograph in the history of the global video game industry. Appearing as a two-page spread in the 1982 Year in Review edition of Life magazine, published in January 1983. With this photograph, heralded the birth of video game aging, the video game age, capturing on film for all time history's first generation of competitive esports superstars, organized by Drew Greenland of Life magazine and Walter Aldro Day of the Twin Galaxies scoreboard. The photo session featured 16 top video game champions of the first generation of video game players. Each player was recognized as a multiple world record holder and worthy of representing the millions of gamers around the world who had embraced competitive video game playing as a genuine sport. Posing in the middle of the street, adjacent to the Twin Galaxies scoreboard at 226 East Main Street, the photo shows from left to right Leo Daniels of Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, Joel West, Shelby, North Carolina, Sam Blackburn, Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, Ned Troyd, St. Petersburg, Florida, Todd Walker, Milpitas, California, Doug Nelson, Bakersfield, California. Darren Olson, Calgary, Canada. Michael Buck, Ottumwa, Iowa. Billy Mitchell, Hollywood, Florida. Jeff Brandt, Bloomington, Illinois. Ben Gold, Dallas, Texas. And Steve Sanders, Clinton, Missouri. I'm sorry, I did miss one, excuse me. So, yes, Mike Lipkowski, Spring, Texas. Eric Jenner, Mountain View, California. Mark Robachek, Sunnyvale, California. And then Doug Nelson. I don't know how I missed the line, excuse me. The cheerleaders are from left to right: April Clark, Tracy Cloyd, Jill Mateers, Kathy Starkovich, and Tracy Lynn. Sorry. As this photo helped establish Ottumwa's legacy as the birthplace of organized competitive video game playing, the historical importance of the photographs was instrumental in inspiring Ottumwa Mayor Jerry Parker to proclaim Ottumwa the video game capital of the world on November 30, 1982. The original film footage captured the event by Lewis Wilson and John Surflatten, as recognized as some of history's earliest documentary film footage on competitive video game playing, and is considered among history's most important electronic media documenting the birth of the global video game culture. Considered the most famous photograph in esports history by many of video game historians, the picture has enjoyed cameos in numerous documentary films and was featured in the film Chasing Ghosts Beyond the Arcade. Here, today, on November 8th, 2025, to celebrate the 39th anniversary of this historic photograph, the citizens of Ottumwa join with members of the global video game culture to erect this bronze tablet in honor of the memory of those who participated in this photograph, and who through their selfless contribution gave birth to the esports era and established Ottumwa's unique legacy as the historic birthplace of organized competitive esports. And then it lists a lot of names that are very important to this whole thing, so I'm going to read these names. Commissioned by David Reichelt of Simi Valley, California, creator and owner of the mobile game Color Switch, on Wednesday, November 10, 2021, and supported by the committee to commemorate the video game capital of the world.
You should say something. The names that are here were the names that were approved back in November of 2021. This has been on Jerry's driveway for 4 years waiting for a place to be put.
And those people are Jerry Bynum, International Video Game Hall of Fame; Julie Barwick, Ottumwa's Video Game Capital of the World Interactive Museum; Billy Hoffman Jr., International Video Game Hall of Fame; Barry and Jenny Bertlow, Ottumwa's Old School Pinball and Arcade; Tom Lazio, Mayor of the City of Ottumwa; Andy Wartenberg, Director of the Greater Ottumwa Partners in Progress; Shay Grinder, did I miss one?
Convention of Visitors Bureau.
Oh, Convention of Visitors, I'm sorry. Is it here? Andy Wartenberg, Director of the Greater Ottumwa Convention and Visitors Bureau; Shay Grider, Greater Ottumwa Partners in Progress; Kelly Jenners, CEO of Ottumwa Regional Legacy Foundation; Billy Mitchell, Hollywood, Florida; Steve Sanders, Kansas City, Missouri; Isaiah Triforce Johnson, Kingston, Jamaica; Walter Day, Fairfield, Iowa; Wyatt Barwick, Ottumwa, Iowa; Denise Bartlett, Ottumwa, Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, the plaque.
So Walter took it upon himself to create lots of trading cards. Many people here have them. You'll be able to trade them later and everything. but he also started making cards for events, so we felt that it was very important to make a special event card for today. 108 of these have been printed and numbered, and we have a special presentation. Card number 3 will go to Walter. At the same time, card number 1 is going to Walter. There's a reason for this. I mean, these cards are rare because there were only 108. And I sat down last night and I numbered each one of these cards. I started top one, number 1, set it aside, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then when I went to put them away, I realized how rare card number 1 is. There will never be another card like this in the world, because this card was blank on the front.
Making it an extreme rare card.
And it has now been signed by the members of the committee. Card number 1. These cards will be available inside for anybody here today and participating. Thank you, Walter.
So this one will be on eBay later today.
I'm getting it. I'm getting that one.
Wanting to always bring recognition to everybody who participated, and thanks to them, there's one group that never gets recognition for their participation, and you talk about throwing somebody under the bus right now. What I'm gonna do.
Oh gosh. Just don't ask me to do what they're doing.
She's right there, and maybe she'll talk about what it was like.
Walter. Good to see you.
Maybe she'll talk about what it was like that day as it happened.
I can absolutely.
Before we do the group photograph, I just have to tell you the trading cards actually were born out of the same spirit of honoring the players. We made the cards to honor people who are contributors in every single area of the video game community and video game culture. And almost 5,000 cards have been designed now, and about 4,000 of them are actually in print and circulated around the world. So it's very interesting to see how the trading cards that came out of Ottumwa are a phenomenon all over the world now. I mean, Tom's on a card, April's going to be on a card. And anyway, thank you so much. We got to do a group photo before everybody goes.
April's
going to speak.
Sure. You can probably hear me without this thing, but all right. Yeah. So thank you so much for putting me on the spot. Definitely don't have anything prepared, but one thing I remember every time I come to one of these events, I always remember that it was like the day before, Walter. We get a call. Back then you had to be home to answer the phone, so it's great that you could get that many people riled up that quickly, right? And didn't we have to be here like 5:30, 6 in the morning?
Like that.
It was early. It was really early. So there were more than 5 cheerleaders, because at that time we were just getting done with football cheerleading. So there were more than 5, but 5 of us were willing to get up at that time of the morning, because a lot of us didn't want to miss an opportunity like that. You hear Life magazine when we all wanted to be models, right? So there was 17 magazine, and who cares? It's a magazine. So and then when you get down here and you find out that you're gonna strike a pose in front of the best players in the world, it took some time for everything to sink in, and some of these events to realize how thankful I am for Walter, that early morning call, and everybody else, the players and everybody, to just be a cheerleader and be able to be part of this wonderful history. And I got to tell you, it tugs at my heart when I hear people are getting scholarships, Walter, and all the lives that are being changed. It's an awesome thing. Born and raised in Ottumwa, love Ottumwa, still live in Ottumwa, and love to see all the great things happening there with with a nice kickoff from Walter and everyone else. And it's cold too. Oh, it was cold that day. Yes, it was. It was not raining. But you can see from where the sun is that we started pretty early. So thank you everyone for coming today.
I can see
Billy.
Billy.
Billy, did you invite that person today?
So this is Shane.
Oh, yeah, Shane.
And we are the stars of the movie that's going to be shown tonight at 7.
He's the
Doors open
star.
at 6,
She's
showtime
the
7
star.
o'clock.
He's the
Okay,
star.
so Shane and I were devoted a couple years ago. Somehow our epic romance from 40 years ago got turned into a movie.
Sweet.
And it's really interesting. It's really interesting because a lot of people in Hollywood think it's going to be a classic winner, but we want you to come and watch it and tell us what you think. And it's going to be shown tonight at
Hotel Ottumwa.
Hotel Ottumwa at 7 o'clock. So please come.
If you've not seen it, it's a fantastic film.
A lot of people leave the theater crying.
Even my kids loved it.
Okay.
Group photo!